This summer, we were able to host a Field and Forest Products Farm Field Day to allow people to come see the different methods and the different environments in which you can grow mushrooms. This also served as a way for people to learn about the research that we're doing here at the farm, from different growing methods to different trials we're doing on logs. We had 7 different stations set up for this field day to allow people to filter through to hear anything from small talks on sustainable forestry to see demonstrations on how to inoculate a log or build a wine cap bed. Follow me as we walk through the field day. My first stop was a short walk through the woods to see Judith.
Hi, I'm Judith. Today at my station we will be talking about mushroom production using buried blocks. This can be done with various species, and today we will be demonstrating that with maitake blocks. All this method requires is taking the blocks and mulching them in with either sawdust or wood chips. Each mushroom species have slightly different fruiting parameters, but opposed to indoor fruiting, this method allows nature to do most of the work. At my station, we're also going to talk about growing mushrooms on logs using the Totem method. The method requires is larger diameter logs or chunks of logs and sandwiching mushroom spawn between those chunks. This one we inoculated under a month ago, and you can already see the mycelium. This is a less labor-intensive way of inoculating logs.
After this, I headed out of the woods to learn about wine cap.
Hello, my name is Chrissy. Today we're going to be talking about wine cap. We're going to be going over the different wood chip types that you can use to plant wine cap spawn in, and we're going to be demoing how to plant a wine cap bed. Out at the farm, we trialed several wood chip species under each of these fruit trees, and all of them work really well with wine cap mushrooms. So we're going to lay down some cardboard, and that's for weed suppression. The next step is to layer about 4 inches of straw on top of the cardboard. We will then crumble up the wine cap spawn and mix it into the straw. The final step for moisture management, we'll cap it with about 2 inches of wood chip. This will also help the bed longevity. Something to keep in mind, you'll want to water your bed lightly every other day for about 2 weeks.
Next, I headed indoors to learn about indoor mushroom cultivation.
Hey, I'm Mary Ellen. I'm co-owner of Field and Forest Products, and today I'm going to show everybody how to grow a whole variety of mushrooms in a small space indoors. We're also going to be talking a lot about oyster mushroom cultivation with the different containers and the different methods that a small farm can use, and then also the species requirements in terms of temperature and humidity, and some of the tips for growing all the different varieties that we grow here. By the way, the t-shirts that you see on a lot of our staff are brought to you by Cody, who is our shipping manager, so make sure to give him a thumbs up.
Next up, how to inoculate a log.
Hi, my name's Derek, and at my station we're going to be going over inoculating your own logs. On this station here, we'll be drilling and then inoculating, and then on the end here is waxing. What kind of size logs we're looking at is about 3 feet in length, anywhere from 3 to 8 inches in diameter. So this is a perfect log right here, and you'll have yourself a lot of mushrooms.
After hanging out with Derek, I took a walk over to the greenhouse to learn about how to grow mushrooms in a high tunnel.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Bender, and today we're going to be talking about growing mushrooms in the greenhouse. So one of the 3 mushroom species that we're growing in here today is the bluet mushroom. And that one's grown on beds of kind of a mixed material, usually high in nitrogen, works really well. So if you have any excess grass clippings, straw, compost, leaf litter, any of those sort of lawn materials, keep them together and plant a bluet bed. The second mushroom is the almond agaricus, or almond portobello mushroom, which is very similar to the one you can find easily in any grocery store. For this one, it's also grown on beds directly on the ground, but it thrives mostly on finished compost. Simply put a layer several inches thick right on the ground and plant the almond mushroom in that. That particular mushroom thrives in the high heat and humidity of a greenhouse like the one you're seeing here today. The almond mushroom can also grow in smaller containers such as pots, flower pots, window boxes, any sort of thing. And it also doesn't require a greenhouse to thrive, but we like to use the one here. Reishi is another mushroom variety that thrives in high heat and humidity. So we've learned to incorporate reishi blocks as borders to the bed to keep things really neat and tidy. It's beautiful, and it also produces a really nice crop of mushrooms.
After this, another short walk through the woods to meet up with our guest forester to learn about sustainable forestry and mushroom growing.
Hi, I'm Paul Cole. I'm the Stockbridge-Muncie Tribal Forester, and we're going to talk a little bit about mushroom cultivation today. So as a forester, a lot of people have a really neat opportunity with their home lots or mushroom cultivation at home. A lot of wood lots, a lot of opportunity to do some timber stand improvement cutting, so taking out the smaller trees or maybe planting an area with species that are suitable for mushroom cultivation of whatever variety you're looking for according to your site conditions. Some of the best species that grow around these areas in these soil types are going to be your red oaks and your sugar maple or even your red maple, and they are easy to cultivate and easy to get a lot of production out of quite quickly. So, not everybody does have their own woodlot, but oftentimes your neighbors do or somebody down the road. So it's usually pretty easy to find this type of material, and a lot of people will be happy for you to come thin out their woods for them. And a lot of the ways that your neighbors maybe be interested in you coming in and doing some cutting is for forest health. A lot of the trees that are perfect for mushroom cultivation are also trees that need to come out of the woods to promote a healthier, more robust forest.
And finally, into the woods to learn about how to stack logs and also what Field and Forest Products is doing with log research.
Hi, I'm Joe, co-owner of Field and Forest Products. In my station today, we'll be talking about different stacking configurations for logs after inoculation. We'll be talking about the crib stack and the low lean-to. We'll also be talking about the current research we are doing on timing of cut for red maple, sugar maple, and oak, and also looking at wood species and fungal interactions to determine which mushrooms are best to put into which wood species. For instance, this laying yard is dedicated to looking at fungal interactions with different wood species. And over here we have a trial looking at timing of cut to see how it influences yield and disease problems. And in this laying yard, we'll briefly go over force fruiting logs for weekly mushroom production, and more importantly, the use of fruiting blanket for crop development and prevention of pest problems.
And with that, we've made it through all 7 stations. The day of presentations went into quite a bit more detail and also allowed time for Q&A, but in interest of keeping this video under 4 hours, we kept it fairly brief. If you have any questions on the specific things you saw in this video today or general mushroom cultivation in a small farm setting, drop them in the comments below. Happy growing!